Somalians ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries.
So now with Trump in office, he's vowed to get rid of all illegal immigrants and migrants that's all up and down the East Coast, all throughout the South, the Midwest. He has ICE agents just combing America to find who's here illegally and ship them back to their country. But now the things that's under the radar is the scamming. All of the scamming for billions of dollars by the Somali community. Now we saw for like the last 2 months what's been going on in Minnesota. Minnesota has been under fire, St. Paul, Minneapolis, for billions of dollars in scamming. We saw Donald Trump go on national TV and say some very disparaging things about the Minnesota community, right? I mean, it was bad. Saying that their country stinks. He doesn't want them in the country. Now, we know that all people, Somalians, are not bad here in Minnesota. Some are law-abiding citizens. But there's a lot of fraud going on in the Medicare department, the education department, autism fraud. Listen, it's a lot of fraud going on, right? Billions of dollars. And we're finding out now that it's being widespread. It's spreading out to Columbus, Ohio, which is the second largest Somalian population in America. And also, it's spreading out to Maine, right? Check this out.
I'm Christine Frizzell in Washington, where GOP lawmakers say they've launched an investigation into fraud by members of the Somali community in Minnesota. But that probe may be expanded to the state of Maine, where shocking new allegations are now in the spotlight. Another accusation of fraud by a Somali American, this time in the state of Maine. At the center of the alleged scheme, Dr. Abdullahi Ali, the executive director of the health services contractor Gateway Community Services.
I started seeing bonuses, $2,000 bonuses going to these staff that had only been with us for 2 weeks. Never worked a shift with a client.
A whistleblower alleging that for years, false records were filed for services that were never provided. The agency then reimbursed with tax dollars from Maine's Medicaid program, with overbilling by more than $900,000. But that's not all. While serving in his role in Maine, Ali also was running for president of Jubaland in Africa, where he boasted to a Kenyan media outlet that he helped raise funds for the Jubaland Somali army to help the troops buy weapons, bullets, and food.
It's disgusting to me that they would do this.
State Senator Matt Harrington is calling for an investigation, which he says Maine's governor should have launched months ago.
You can't rob a bank for millions of dollars. You shouldn't be able to rob taxpayers of millions of dollars and just get away with it. There absolutely needs to be a criminal investigation into this immediately.
The alleged incident sharing similarities with one in Minnesota, deemed the largest pandemic relief fraud scheme by former Attorney General Merrick Garland. More than $1 billion of taxpayer money stolen, the majority of those charged Somali American.
This just isn't about Minnesota. This just isn't about the Somali community. This is about every state and every social program, because we believe that this is happening in other states.
So this Ali dude was here in America, using America to scam, to make billions of dollars to send it back to his country, Jubilee or whatever, where he was going to run for president. Man, this thing is real crazy, man. So they got him now, they got him under fire. They was running all kinds of, pandemic fraud schemes that range all the way up to $1 billion. The question is, where was the money going? Where's the money going? They're following the money, but it's not just in Maine. Now we got to get in the car and drive all the way over to Columbus, Ohio, because it's getting real goofy, right? And they're doing a thorough investigation down there in Columbus to the point where people are begging federal authorities to come through.
How many other states are we going to find out this is happening in? We have Minnesota, and it looks like we're going to have a really big one in Columbus, Ohio. The attorney who's exposed this said that people who actually came to her about the fraud said that they were afraid of coming forward because the Somali community would stone them to death. So when you ask me what assimilation means, for one thing, it means that you don't stone people to death here. And it shows that they have no desire to assimilate into our culture or follow our laws or norms, and they have no problem robbing us blind. I am waiting for more breaks in this case.
Nick Shirley, I hope you see this video. Please come to Columbus, Ohio. The reporting you did in Minnesota was amazing. Thank you for that. And if you come to Columbus, Ohio, you will find the exact same fraud. You will see the exact same things, daycares everywhere, the home health care. I mentioned that in my video. I do not have your bravery to go out here and knock on doors like you did. I don't even want to leave my room right now. Okay. But you could come here and do what needs to be done. Please, please investigate. Please talk to our government officials. And you see how the police escorted you out of that building? The Columbus police are on the same take, I am sure. Allegedly. Let me say allegedly before I got the Columbus police coming after me.
So with popular YouTuber Nick Shirley exposing fraud in Minnesota, right? You know, they were saying that he exposed millions of dollars in fraud in Minnesota in a week, more than what the police and the feds was doing over the State Department was doing over there in Minnesota in 7 years, right? Tim Walsh said that he was aware of what was going on in Minnesota, right? But I guess they was moving real slow. So now Trump can send his troops up there and they're uncovering everything. But this YouTuber, Nick Shirley, he went and was uncovering everything. So now with him doing that, he's inspired other YouTubers to go out into Columbus to investigate all of these daycare centers that's getting millions of dollars money, right? But they have no children there, right? So he went out to do an investigation and uncovered this.
It's a daycare center owned by Somalians and stuff like that.
Have you ever seen any kids in this place here?
No, not that I know of. I just seen it, the building itself. I've never seen nobody come out the building or go in the building.
You've never seen us. Stay tuned.
So now you see the residents of Columbus, which is the largest city in Ohio, right? It has almost 1 million people. Largest city in Ohio. They have the second largest Somali population in the United States of America. And the residents there are saying, both black and white, are saying that these Somalis are there basically causing them just about more fraud there than they are in Minnesota. Now, if there's billions of dollars of fraud being circulated around the Somalis, I would be here to tell you that it's not just in Minnesota. They probably have a network where they're working together because it's the Somalian Americas, and they have like a confederation or whatever they have where they all band together across the country. So if it's going on in Maine, they have a situation going on in Minnesota. They have a situation going on in Seattle, Washington, situations going on in Columbus. So that money is being cycled all the way across, and they're able to take care of each other and then funnel millions back to Somalia to fund whatever it is that they want to do, right? So now they're doing a thorough investigation and they're combing through all of those the autism benefits, the daycare. It's just so many different things that they're combing through. The Medicare, the education department, everywhere where they can suspect fraud. Check this out.
The federal government is posting on social media today that agents are in Minnesota investigating fraud claims within Somali-owned daycare centers. Many viewers say it's time that agents look into those same types of daycare facilities in Columbus. ABC 6 on Your Side investigator Lisa Rontola is following the money to see just who is getting what. Lisa?
We are collecting the names of daycare facilities which receive public funds in the Columbus area. We drove by several facilities in Northeast Columbus today and saw a series of centers in the same strip mall One center even had a U-Haul key drop-off at the front door. Now, at this point, we are not suggesting these facilities are doing anything wrong, but as we wait for any potential records on public funds, overpayments, and fraud, here's what other agencies are revealing about their public funds. First, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. According to the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services, SNAP benefits for non-U.S. citizens dropped by 20% from 2024 to 2025. It went from 52,000 to 41,000. The one big beautiful bill that just passed this year limited who can receive SNAP benefits. Those off the list, asylees, refugees, non-U.S. citizens who are victims of human trafficking or domestic violence, and non-U.S. citizens with military connections. 1.8 million Ohioans received SNAP benefits this year. I also reached out to the Columbus Metropolitan Housing Authority to ask how many non-U.S. citizens received rental assistance through a housing choice voucher. That number also dropped by 20% from 2023 to 2025. In that two-year span, the non-U.S. citizen recipients went from 527 to 426. CMHA states they only issue vouchers to persons who are eligible through requirements set by HUD. And while fewer non-U.S. citizens received those benefits this year, more vouchers were passed out. 13,600 vouchers were issued this year. 13,400 were issued last year and the year before. Now, these are issues many of you have told us you have great concerns about. We will continue to dig and let you know what we find. On your side, I'm investigator Lisa Ront.
So now in Ohio, they're being investigated for running fake daycares, for getting all this money and the daycares are not open. Like, man, this is crazy. But again, I'm going to say this. Because we could talk about Ohio. We could talk about Minnesota. We could talk about Washington, right? Not Washington, D.C., Washington in the Northwest, right? Seattle, Washington. We could talk about all these different places, right? But I want you guys to understand something. They can come after the Somalians all day, but there's W folks at the end that's signing off on that money. Right? You had a lot of Democrats in powerful positions that were signing off. The state government, the federal government, the city, all of them, those things where the money, where all those entities or agencies where the money is being disseminated, right, or allocated to these Somalian groups, it's being signed off by people from America. They're giving them the money. So now they're using the spotlight to highlight the fraud, but they already knew that they were doing fraud because you got to turn in paperwork, right? You have to show and prove that you have the things that you have, right? The children, like they do investigations, they send you through seminars and classes and all kinds of things. I run an organization. We got to go jump through hoops to get money from the state. You got to jump through hoops to get federal grants. So they just give you money like that? Man, they do all kinds of investigations on you. They already knew this kind of stuff. Tim Walz, I think that's the governor over there in Minnesota. He knew this stuff. They was dragging their feet. They was allowing this stuff to happen. So now the Trump administration is blowing the whistle. Now, the Democrats and Republicans, both of them are frauds and thieves. We already know that. So when you want to come into this country as a foreigner and you want to steal from the ultimate thief, you think he ain't going to know you doing it? And listen, if he can't control you, he's going to expose it, right? So now all this stuff is coming to light. They're just doing this, just the American way, doing the same thing that these government entities been doing for a long time to people in America and outside of America. And you think you're going to come here and just rob the taxpayers and get away with it, and they not going to see you doing it. Come on, man. But again, they was able to do this because the United States government allowed them to do it. And now Trump is blowing the whistle on the situation, and it's just blowing up in their face. But y'all guys let me know what y'all think. This stuff is spreading now outside of Minnesota into different states across America. Let me know what you guys think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.